2 months after my son's wedding, the photographer called and said, "Ma'am, you need to see this, I can't hide it anymore. Ma'am, you need to see this. I cannot hide it anymore." The man's voice on the phone was shaking. I held the phone tighter. "Who is this?" I asked. "It is Collins, the photographer from your son's wedding," he said. "Please, come to my studio today. It is about the wedding video. Ma'am, I have been holding this for 2 months. I cannot sleep again. You must see it with your own eyes." My heart started beating fast. My legs felt weak. For 2 months after Daniel's wedding, I had tried to smile, tried to be happy for my only son and his new wife. But there was a heavy feeling in my chest that I could not explain. Now this man was saying he had something he could not hide. "What did you see?" I whispered. There was a long silence. I could even hear his breathing through the phone. "I cannot say it on the phone," Collins replied at last. "If I speak, you may think I am lying. Just come. When you see it, you will understand everything." I closed my eyes. My kitchen suddenly felt too small. The smell of boiling rice filled the air, but my appetite died. "All right," I said slowly. "I will come." An hour later, I was sitting in Collins's small studio. The room was dark, with only the glow of the computer screen lighting his face. He looked tired, as if he had not slept in days. "Thank you for coming, ma'am," he said quietly. "Please, sit." I sat on a wooden chair and folded my hands on my lap. My fingers were cold. He moved his mouse and opened a folder on the screen. I saw many files with my son's name on them. "This is the normal wedding video," he said. "But what I am about to show you was not meant to be recorded. The camera was left on by mistake. I only saw it while I was editing." My mouth felt dry. "What is it?" Collins swallowed. "It is your room, ma'am. Your room in your own house. During the wedding." My eyes grew wide. "My room. During the wedding." He clicked play. On the screen, I saw something that made my whole body turn cold. There was my own bedroom, the same curtains, the same old wardrobe, the same picture of my late husband on the wall. But it was not empty. 2 people were inside. I leaned forward, my heart thumping so hard I could hear it in my ears. My hand flew to my mouth as I recognized the first person. It was my son's new wife. And then, as the second face turned toward the camera, I saw who was standing beside her, holding a brown envelope in her hand, whispering something that made my blood run cold. My whole body began to shake. "Collins," I said in a tiny voice, "pause it." He pressed the button. The picture on the screen froze. My daughter-in-law's face was frozen in a hard smile. The other woman's mouth was open as if she was about to speak. I knew that woman very well. What they were doing in my room, during my son's wedding, with that brown envelope in their hands, was the beginning of a storm that would change my life. "Ma'am," Collins said softly, "do you want me to continue?" I opened my mouth to answer, but my mind was no longer in the studio. It had already gone back to the beginning, to the days before the wedding, when I thought everything in my life was finally becoming peaceful. Before I ever met Lisa, my son Daniel was my joy. He was my only child, the only one God allowed me to keep after 3 painful miscarriages. I used to hold him at night and tell him, "One day, you will marry a good woman who will love you and respect me." He would laugh and say, "Mum, I will not allow anybody to hurt you. You are my first queen." For many years, it was just the 2 of us in that small house. I worked hard selling fruits in the market. He studied hard in school. We did not have much money, but we had peace. We prayed together, we ate together, we trusted each other. Then Daniel got a job in the city. Soon he started talking about one girl in his office. Her name was Lisa. "Mum, you will like her," he told me one evening. "She is beautiful, she is smart, and she says she loves family." I smiled and said, "Bring her to visit. I want to see this Lisa with my own eyes." The day he first brought her, I cooked my best food. I made jollof rice with chicken stew and fried plantain. I even wore my best wrapper. When Lisa walked in, I saw she was indeed beautiful. Her hair was straight, her nails were long, and her perfume filled the whole house. "Mummy Mary, good evening," she said, hugging me lightly. "I have heard so much about you." I tried to like her. I really tried. But sometimes, when she thought I was not looking, her eyes were cold. Once, when Daniel went outside to take a call, she looked around my small sitting room and said with a little smile, "This house is very old, Mama. Maybe after the wedding, Daniel will move you somewhere smaller, and we will take care of the big things." Her words stung me, but I forced a smile. "This old house raised him," I said. "It may not be perfect, but it is home." She just shrugged and checked her phone. I told myself I was just being too sensitive. I did not want to fight with the woman my son loved. So I stayed quiet. I prayed. I hoped she would change after the wedding. I did not know that while everyone was dancing at the reception, Lisa would walk into my bedroom with that woman, holding a brown envelope, and do something that would make the photographer shake with fear. On the screen in front of me, the picture was still frozen. The brown envelope was still in their hands. Their lips were still about to speak. And at that very moment, in the dark studio, Collins moved his finger back to the play button. Collins pressed play. As the video continued, my hands began to tremble. In the recording, Lisa closed the door to my room quietly, as if she did not want anyone to know she was there. The other woman, a slim lady with curly brown hair and a sharp face, opened the brown envelope and pulled out a set of papers. My breath caught in my throat. The papers looked official. Too official. "Are you sure she won't suspect anything?" the slim lady whispered. Lisa laughed softly, a cold kind of laugh. "She is old. She trusts Daniel too much. By the time she finds out, everything will already be in our hands." My heart pounded so loudly that I could hardly hear the audio anymore. I leaned closer to the screen. Lisa pointed at one of the documents. "You said once she signs these, her house becomes ours, right?" The other woman nodded. "Yes. It makes the ownership transfer easy. After the wedding, Daniel will convince her it's for family planning, or something. She will sign without checking." My mouth went dry. They were talking about my house. My only property. The same house I built with the little money my late husband left. The house I worked under rain and sun to maintain. My home. My voice shook. "Pause it." Collins paused the video again. The room was silent except for the sound of my breathing. "Ma'am," he said gently, "there is more. A lot more. But I think you should rest first before you see the rest." I shook my head. "No, I want to see everything. All of it." He took a deep breath and pressed play again. The recording moved on. Lisa looked at the picture of my late husband on the wall and smirked. "She keeps all these old things," she said. "Daniel said she is too emotional. When she moves out, we will throw all this rubbish away." The slim lady laughed. "Good. New couples need fresh space. And once the house is in your name, you can redesign it however you like." My chest tightened. I felt something sharp rising inside me, a mixture of anger and pain. Then Lisa lowered her voice and said something that made me gasp. "Just make sure the signature looks exactly like hers. If we rush her, she may suspect something. Once you finish the copy, I will make Daniel tell her it's a bank issue. She will sign anything he gives her." Forgery. They planned to forge my signature. To steal my home. In that moment, everything I believed about Lisa collapsed. She was not just proud. She was dangerous, manipulative, and she was ready to use my son to hurt me. Collins stopped the video by himself this time. He wiped his face with both hands. "Ma'am, this is why I could not keep quiet. I fear for you. They came into your house during the wedding, and this is just part one. You need to see what happened next, but I cannot show it without your permission." I sat very still. My heart felt heavy, but my mind was suddenly clear. This was not a small issue. This was a deep betrayal. "Before we go further," Collins said quietly, "I need to tell you something. Someone came to my studio 2 weeks ago asking for the raw files of your wedding." My head snapped up. "Who?" He swallowed hard. "Lisa." I felt a chill. "Did you give her anything?" I asked sharply. "No, ma'am. I told her everything was still being edited." She looked angry, but she left. I closed my eyes. If Lisa had gotten those files before him, this secret would never have come out. Everything she planned would have continued smoothly. I would have signed those fake documents, trusting my son, not knowing his wife had tricked him too. A lesson formed in my mind, sharp and clear. Not everyone smiling with you is standing with you. Some are waiting for the perfect moment to take what is yours. I opened my eyes. Collins, thank you for keeping this safe. He nodded. Ma'am, there is something else you must see. It is what happened after they finished talking. Someone entered the room. A sudden coldness ran down my spine. Who? He hesitated. I think you should prepare yourself. My heart beat faster. He pressed play. The door in the video slowly opened. A figure stepped inside the room. When the light fell on the person's face, I gasped so loudly the sound echoed in the quiet studio. My hand shook. My throat tightened. Because the person who entered my room, in the middle of that secret meeting, was someone I never imagined. Someone whose face made everything 10 times worse. The moment the face appeared on the screen, my whole body froze. It was Daniel, my own son. He walked into my bedroom with an innocent smile, still wearing his wedding suit, holding a small bottle of water in his hand. He did not look angry. He did not look suspicious. He did not even know the camera was on. Lisa, he said softly, everyone is looking for you. Mum is asking if you are all right. Lisa turned quickly, hiding the papers behind her back. The slim lady stepped aside, pretending to adjust her hair. Oh, Daniel, Lisa said, forcing a sweet smile. I just needed to fix my makeup. You know how the camera lights were shining on my face. Daniel nodded. You should have told me. Mum was worried. Lisa rolled her eyes slightly, a gesture she thought he did not see. Then she placed her hand on his chest and said, I am fine, baby. We will join them soon. Daniel glanced around my room. His eyes stopped at the wardrobe. Then at my late husband's picture. He walked toward it and touched the frame gently. Mum has kept this picture for years, he said. I feel like Dad would have loved today. Lisa forced a smile, but her face grew tight. Yes, sure, she said quickly. Come on, Daniel, let us go. Then Daniel noticed something on the bed. The brown envelope. He picked it up. What is this? Lisa rushed forward. Nothing. Just tissue paper from my bag. He looked confused. Why is it an envelope? The slim lady stepped in. Oh sir, it is mine. I left it here. Sorry. She grabbed it too quickly, almost snatching it from his hand. Daniel frowned. Why are you people in my mother's room? The wedding is outside. Lisa placed her hand on his arm again. Baby, let us just go. You are too serious. Daniel sighed and shook his head. You two should not be in here. This place is special to Mum. The video ended. I stared at Collins. My chest rose and fell fast. My son was in the room, I whispered. He saw the envelope. Collins nodded slowly. Yes, ma'am. But he did not know what they were doing. A wave of sadness washed over me. Daniel was innocent. He trusted Lisa too much. He believed she was good. He had no idea she wanted to take his mother's only house. Collins closed the file and looked at me. Ma'am, we are not done. What happened after Daniel left is even worse. I swallowed hard. Show me. He opened another clip. In the video, Lisa waited until Daniel closed the door, then she threw the envelope onto the bed and hissed loudly. That boy is too soft, she said. If I depended on him, we would be poor forever. The slim lady nodded. Well, soften the mother first. She is old and emotional. Just be sweet for now. After a few months, she will trust you completely. Lisa laughed. Trust me, I will make her do anything I want. Once the house is in my name, I will renovate it, sell some parts, maybe even move her somewhere cheaper. My heart squeezed. Then Lisa said something that made Collins pause the video immediately. You know what? If she becomes too stubborn, we will use Daniel. He loves me too much. I will make him pressure her. I felt my chest tighten with pain. My eyes began to water. Using my own son against me. That was the part that hurt the most. Collins cleared his throat. Ma'am, I am sorry. But you needed to see this. She is not who your son thinks she is. I nodded slowly, breathing in and out. I understand. I wiped my tears. I did not want to look weak. Not in front of this truth. Then I said, is there more? Collins hesitated. There is one more part. But it is the worst of all. It is the part that made me shake for 2 nights. My heart skipped. Show me. He opened the last clip from that hidden recording. The video began with Lisa picking up my wardrobe key from the top of the dressing table. She opened the wardrobe slowly. Inside, I saw a small tin box. My purple tin box. The same tin that held all my important papers and savings. She reached for it. As she opened the lid, I leaned forward, unable to breathe. Inside the box was something I never expected her to touch. And when Lisa's fingers grabbed it, pulling it out, the shock hit me so hard I gasped loudly in the studio. Because that thing she took was the most valuable thing I owned, aside from the house itself. And once I saw it in her hands, I knew my life was about to turn upside down. The object in Lisa's hand made my whole body turn cold. It was my husband's original land document. Not a photocopy, not a draft, the real one, the same document he gave me before he died. The same land he begged me never to sell unless it was for Daniel's future. I kept it hidden inside that tin box for years. Not even Daniel knew exactly where it was. But there it was, in Lisa's hands. She held it up to the slim lady. Look at this. Real, original land papers. These old women keep treasures in the funniest places, she said, laughing. The slim lady stared at it. Wow, this land is valuable. Lisa smiled slowly. Exactly. And once the house is sorted, this land will follow. Daniel won't even question it if I tell him we need money for something important. They both laughed. I covered my mouth. My chest felt like it was burning. Pause, I whispered. Collins paused the clip. The room went quiet. All I could hear was the humming of his computer and the heavy beating of my heart. For a moment, I could not speak. Tears filled my eyes but I refused to let them fall. I was not going to cry for a woman like Lisa. But the betrayal cut deep. She had not only planned to steal my house. She wanted the land too. My husband's last gift to us. The thing I wanted to give Daniel one day. Ma'am, Collins said softly, you see now why I could not sleep. When I discovered this clip, I knew you must not be alone in this. I nodded slowly. Thank you. You did the right thing. If you had destroyed the video, everything would have been lost. He sighed. There is more. Just one last clip. The camera turned slightly when the wardrobe was opened. It caught someone else. My eyes widened. Someone else. He clicked play again. Lisa and the slim lady were still laughing, still going through my papers like thieves. They did not notice the door behind them opening just a little. A child's voice whispered, Mummy. Lisa turned sharply. What are you doing here? It was a small girl. About 5 years old. The bridesmaid's daughter. She had been playing around during the wedding. I was looking for the toilet, the child said. Why are you in Grandma's room? Lisa's face changed immediately. She rushed to the door and pulled the girl inside fully. Shish, don't shout, she hissed. My heart skipped. The slim lady whispered, Lisa. Be careful. Lisa knelt in front of the child. Listen to me, she said with a fake smile. You did not see anything, okay? If you tell anyone, you will cause big trouble for the wedding. The little girl's face wrinkled. But Grandma said no one should enter her room. Lisa's eyes flashed with anger. She grabbed the child's wrist a bit too tightly. I said you did not see anything. If you talk, I will tell your mummy you lied and ruined the ceremony. The girl's eyes filled with tears. I won't tell. Good, Lisa said. Now go. The child turned and ran out. Lisa closed the door, breathing fast. Then she snapped. That useless child. The slim lady whispered, what if she talks? Lisa waved her hand. She won't. Kids are easy to scare. Let's finish up. The video ended. My hands were shaking. A sharp pain ran through my chest. Lisa had threatened an innocent child. In my room. During my son's wedding. While stealing my most important documents. I looked up at Collins. Is that all? He nodded. That was everything from the hidden recording. I took a slow breath. On one side of my heart was pain. On the other side was anger. Deep, controlled anger. Daniel did not know any of this. He thought he married a good woman. He thought she cared about family. But now I had proof. Strong proof. I stood up from the chair. My legs felt weak, but my mind was steady. I was not going to cry. I was not going to run. Collins, I said quietly, thank you for your courage. But now, I must decide what to do with this. He nodded. Ma'am, whatever decision you make, remember one thing, be careful. Lisa is not a small matter. I picked up my handbag and took a long breath. My son must know, I whispered. He cannot stay in darkness. I walked to the door of the studio. My fingers touched the handle. Then I stopped, because just as I opened the door, someone was standing outside, waiting, listening, and when I saw who it was, my heart jumped. It was someone I never expected to see there. Someone who should not have known anything yet. But they had heard everything. Every single thing. I froze at the studio door. Standing outside, holding a small black purse and breathing fast, was Lisa. Her expression was not confused. It was not surprised. It was angry, sharp, cold, calculated. She had heard enough. I saw it in her eyes. "Ma'am," she said slowly, "so this is where you are." My throat tightened. "Lisa, what are you doing here?" She walked inside without waiting for an invitation. Her heels clicked loudly on the studio floor. Colin stepped back quickly, his eyes wide. "I came to collect something," she said, staring straight at the computer. "Something that belongs to me." Colin swallowed. "Ma'am, do you want me to call someone?" he whispered. I shook my head gently. "No need." Lisa's eyes narrowed. "So you have seen the video?" "All of it." I did not speak yet. I wanted to understand her next move. She folded her arms and smirked. "Before you start shouting or crying, let me tell you one thing. I did what I did because I am protecting my future. Daniel is too soft. He gives money to people freely. If I leave everything to him, we will be poor. That house and that land are the only real things your family owns. Someone had to take control." My jaw clenched. "By stealing," she shrugged. "Call it whatever you like. I call it planning." Something inside me snapped. Not in anger, but in clarity. "Lisa," I said quietly, "you entered my room. You forged papers. You touched documents that were not yours. You even threatened a child. And you think this is planning?" She looked away for a moment. "Old woman, listen to me. You have only one son. He loves me. If you try to destroy me, you will destroy him too. And you will be alone." She stepped closer. "So here is my suggestion, forget what you saw. Leave everything the way it is. When the time comes, you will sign the house to us, peacefully." "No trouble." Collins gasped. I stood very still. For a long moment, nobody spoke. Then I said one sentence. "No." Lisa blinked. "What?" "No," I repeated, stronger. "I will not sign anything. I will not pretend I did not see your true face. You lied. You cheated. You planned to use my son against me. You even touched my husband's land papers." I stepped closer to her. My voice was calm, cold, unshaking. "And you were right about one thing, I have only one son. That is why I must save him from you." Lisa's face twisted with anger. "If you say a word to Daniel, I swear." I raised my hand. "Enough." She stopped talking instantly. Something in my voice made her freeze. I looked at Collins. "Do you still have the original files?" "Yes, ma'am," he said. "All of them. Good. Keep them safe." Lisa panicked. Wait, Mary, please." But for the first time, I saw fear in her eyes. Real fear. She knew the truth could destroy everything she built in just 2 months. Suddenly, the studio door opened again. Someone else stepped in. Daniel. He looked confused. "Mum." "Lisa, what is happening?" I saw Lisa rushing here and followed her. Lisa quickly wiped her face and ran to him. "Baby, your mum is misunderstanding everything. She thinks I did not let her finish." I turned to Daniel, my voice steady. "Son, I need you to sit down. There is something you must see. Something that will hurt you, but you must know." Daniel frowned. "Mum, what is going on?" Colin sat him in the same chair where I had sat. Then he played the first clip. Then the second. Then the third. All of them. Daniel watched without blinking, without breathing, without moving. When it reached the part where Lisa threatened the little girl, he covered his mouth. When it reached the part where she took the land document, he whispered, "Oh God." When it reached the part where she said she would use him to pressure me, his face changed completely. By the end of the video, he was shaking. Not from sadness, but from betrayal. He stood up slowly, turned to Lisa. "Is this true?" he asked in a quiet voice that broke my heart. Lisa burst into tears. "Baby, I can explain." Daniel stepped back. Don't call me baby. Lisa reached for him, but he moved away. Daniel, please. I only did it because I love you. He shook his head, tears falling. Love, you tried to steal my mother's home. You threatened a child. You lied to me. You lied to everyone. Lisa fell to her knees. Daniel, please, forgive me, we can fix this. Daniel whispered, no, you planned all this before we even said, I do. You never loved me. You loved what you could take. He looked at me. Mum, I am so sorry. I did not know. I touched his shoulder gently. It is not your fault, my son. But now you know the truth. Daniel wiped his tears and faced Lisa for the last time. This marriage is over. Lisa screamed. She begged. She cried so loudly the neighboring shops heard. But it was too late. Daniel walked out of the studio with me, leaving her on the floor. He held my hand tightly, as if afraid to lose me. As we reached outside, he whispered, Mum, thank you for standing strong. If she had succeeded, we would have lost everything. I looked at him and smiled sadly. The truth always comes out, my son. No matter how long darkness hides it. He nodded. What will we do now? I took a deep breath and held his hand firmly. Now, I said, we rebuild. Together. And as we walked home, I felt calm for the first time in months. Because sometimes, the people you love may be blinded by sweet words. But the truth, once revealed, saves more than one heart. Life lesson. Never ignore small warning signs. A person who quietly disrespects you will one day boldly try to take from you. Protect your peace, protect your home, and most importantly, protect your truth. If this shocked you, let me know in the comments, and hit like so more people can learn from this.